All right, so this is part 2 of our reaction to The Amazing Spider-Man. So before you watch this video, head right to the description. There's going to be a link to send you over to our part 1 of the movie, our reaction to the first half. That's over on my friend Domi's channel. So head right over there, watch the first half of the movie, then you can come right back here, see the second half, see our kind of commentary, our thoughts, our analysis. And in case this is the first video you're watching, we're actually reacting to a bunch of Spider-Man movies. So we have all the Tobey Maguire movies up on our channels right now, and we're leading up to our reaction to No Way Home. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to stick around and watch us react to that. And yeah, hope you enjoy the video.
I saw that video. Him and the car thief and...
She's like, don't defend this guy my dad hates. Please, not now.
Providing a public service.
He'd already be off the street.
So why wasn't he then?
Okay.
He's not,
See, the car thief was leaving.
This is why you don't do the invite first time.
6-month-long sting. It's called strategy. I'm sure you're aware of the term strategy. You've probably heard about that in school.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, you don't want that type of sarcasm from the father of the girl you like.
You seem to know an awful lot.
Well, no, I'm just saying if you watch the video, maybe you send
the
your...
kid is having so much fun.
He's like, finally someone who contradicts my dad when they come over.
Oh, damn. Well, that's quite a discovery, her facial expression.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That is a memorable first kiss. Like, Spider-Man reveal right before? Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Your father wants you to come. I'm in trouble.
I'm scared to see what he looks like, I'm not gonna lie. Bruh, just run. Like, don't wait and see what it is. If everybody is running, you run. There's another side. Doesn't he have another side he can leave on?
Yeah, you're not gonna be stronger than the bridge, okay? Like, come on.
Oh shit, is he like a rat? Oh god. This feels like it's Jurassic Park. They just confused the Gwen Stacy's. Oh my god, all the cars hanging. Wow. Okay.
Help me, my kid is trapped! Just a normal guy, right?
That's so sweet.
I know, right? And that's smart to, like, calm the kid, help him relax.
Yeah. Oh god. Let's go.
A little faster, okay, bud? You're doing great, bud. Keep coming.
Oh god. Oh. Okay, that works. I was like, there's no way they're gonna kill a kid in his first attempt at doing something. Like,
Spider-Man.
No. You're the amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short, okay? You gotta brand yourself here.
I mean, we gotta go for the compliments.
I think that's such a perfect, sobering moment for, like, the weight of what he can do with his power to sink in. You know, I feel like up till now, he's really just doing more self-serving, kind of having fun. Yeah. But seeing, like, what that means to a father to have his son saved.
True. It is a moment of realization, and, like, everything changes now.
Yeah.
No.
Is that the honest answer?
What did the thing on the bridge look like?
I actually feel like he is being honest.
Too big to be human.
He looked really sincere.
Yeah.
No, can't do that. I really like kissing you.
I love that he's like Green Lizard kissing her. What's the priority? Oh, okay, I got this. Oh shit. I feel like the people in this school have got to notice something is up with this man. He breaks the whatever the fuck the football thing is.
Yeah.
He breaks the basketball. Like,
yeah.
sir.
I think like people would be talking about this kind of nonstop.
Like, that's a lot of spinach that he has to be eating to be this fucking strong.
A lot.
Snoop.
It's creepy that he can return back.
Yeah.
Oh, God. He has to be able to notice this.
I feel like this is a very like meaningful conversation. You know, the words feel like so weighted. I'd be like, hold on.
Fred.
Oh, it's so creepy.
I hope no employee like wanders in that room with that giant rat. Like, come on.
Oh my God.
He has transformed himself into a giant lizard.
Let me ask you a question. Do I...
He knows he sounds crazy.
I'm telling you the absolute truth. This man.
Yeah, he does sound kind of crazy. I'd be like, what the fuck did my daughter get into?
Yeah.
The curse, Connors, okay? Right away.
Oh. It's so interesting that he actually seemed to... A part of him believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. I thought that... Okay.
I mean, I don't
like
think
the
he
sound of
buys
this.
the story, but I think he's like, hey, we don't have any leads. Let me at least follow up on it, which I think is smart, actually.
I feel like he trusts the instincts, maybe.
Yeah.
Which I can admire.
Been increased to 200 milligrams.
Don't inject more shit. Like, you just became a lizard and you want to put more stuff? Would you look at
Side
that?
effects.
I want to see the commercial for that drug. Side effects may include you become a lizard and...
Yeah.
I love this. He's just chilling. Just waiting. Did he take a photo of that?
You
I saw like a flash.
won't stop me.
Oh my god, underwater fighting? That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Even though I can't breathe. Okay, so maybe not his smartest move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially with the name on the camera. Like,
I thought the flash was to distract him, maybe.
Somebody saying last week that her fantasy was to live in a chocolate house.
Well, that's impressive. Fattening.
That's me right there.
Sorry, Dad.
It's good.
I like bad.
Every time girls start talking about anything regarding PMS or periods or anything, men are immediately like, nope, I don't need to hear this. Everything is fine. Like, any truth is taken at the moment that that word is mentioned or anything like that.
like that'll get your dad to walk away. He's like, no, it's fine. Stop talking. I'm leaving. Those are some strong, like, hormones right now. If I had those gashes on my chest, I'd be like, maybe
Like, please don't
something...
touch me.
Yeah.
I feel like it adds on to the whole teenager thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the teenage romance.
Every morning, and he's better.
Oh, yeah.
I like his mannerisms.
Yes.
Like the way he
Yes.
moves his body, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's definitely
Yeah.
acting a lot in regards to physical movements.
Yeah.
Parents aren't gonna see you leaving.
I really like by his awkward body language and like how he can't put a sentence together. He like struggles to articulate how he's
Yeah.
feeling. I also think they have really good chemistry. I mean, I know they dated for a while, so I'm sure that helps.
Ah, true.
Yeah. But like every time they're together, I buy that they like each other.
I see the chemistry. I like that he's always using the spider thingies. He is like ready for it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. For a second, I thought the backpack was Peter's head. I was like, does he just fucking decapitate
No.
Peter?
No.
The scientist inside of him
I know.
trying
It's like,
to.
come
Oh wow.
on.
Souls lost and alone. I can
Impromptu
save them. I
bomb.
can cure them.
You know, maybe my high school experience wasn't that bad.
I mean,
Oh wow. Hello. He was like, no bitch, don't even look at her.
I'm gonna throw you out the window now.
What the fuck? Did he really have to do that? He did not have to do that. Okay, I guess he did because he got out. Oh my god. Maybe that's his best cameo.
that should be an ad for those specific noise canceling headphones, like those ones.
They really should have.
I need to access the cross-species
That's
file.
smart thinking.
Yeah. And I
You know,
like
as
that
opposed
he's
to just-
involving her.
Yeah.
On my way.
It's like she knows it, so she might as well, like, she's good at this, so she can be helpful.
And she can get access because she works there, you know?
Exactly. It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Oh my god, did he put on his lamp? It's like at least now people will recognize him and will let him in.
Yeah.
Did you hear? Gwen! Gwen!
Oh my god.
Mother Hubbard, are you serious?
I feel so bad, like I want somebody to help him. This is not fun. This is not good. Oh my god, they're actually fucking arresting him? What is wrong with the people in this goddamn fucking town? I love that he moves so quick that you actually cannot see his face.
Yeah.
Headed to Oscorp, and your daughter's there right now.
See, now that just sounds like some made-up bullshit, I'm not gonna lie. That's exactly what I would say to get out of this situation. I'd be like, sure, with the giant lizard.
Your daughter, okay? Did you... Come on.
Your frustration.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, these people.
It's like...
Oh. Wow, she's really smart.
Yeah.
Oh god, she's so close to it too.
These flashing lights, like, just make it worse, too. It's like setting the mood.
Yup. Holy shit.
Cops were evacuating everybody. Who the hell cares?
Get him on the phone for me.
I like that they brought him back. Like, he has a good reason to believe in Spider-Man, so it would make sense that
Yeah.
he would want to help. Like, that's really genuinely sweet.
And they must really respect and or trust him to all be, like, going
Yeah.
along with this, right?
I'd be out.
I'd be like, this wasn't my shift. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling too good. Yeah, see, these cranes are so much more friendly than the ones in Spider-Man 3. You know, these are like some helpful ones here. I love these sequences of him like swinging in the
They're
nighttime.
so cool. I just feel like a scene like this takes so long to make that the only thing I can imagine is like
Oh yeah.
the amount of work. He's gonna sacrifice himself for that. That's gonna be sad. Stop throwing things!
No mother. No father.
That's like so mean. What's the need of this psychological attack right now? Like,
Yeah.
you already beat him up. Don't make him go through this. Oh.
I got this, Peter. Go.
I really hope he got this, but I'm scared the lizard is like rebuilding himself. Shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said it. Oh my god, his eyes were turning human again. That's so interesting. Oh, wow. No, not the... No! Oh my god. He fucking saved him.
Yep.
It's okay. We stopped him. Okay, let's get you out of
He's got his pistol out like he's ready to fight till like literally his last breath.
Yeah.
Look at me. You just
Leave Gwen out of it.
Oh shit. Now that's quite a dying wish.
Yeah. I was like, I can see why the dad would say that. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. And the fact that his dying wish, the last thing he wants to say is to keep the daughter safe is so meaningful. Wow. That's such an interesting way to shoot this scene. It's like dark.
yeah.
He should be there to support her.
That's what I'm wondering, like,
as the boyfriend.
why he wouldn't be.
Like, you don't let your girlfriend go to her dad's funeral alone.
Everyone was there but you.
It's not a great look. Especially given how supportive she was when his uncle died, and she went straight to hug him. You know, and be there for him.
I can't see you anymore.
He could have waited a bit. That's
I
just
can't.
cruel. This is literally the moment she needs him the most in her entire life, and it's like he's turning his back on her, and I know that he's doing it for the right reasons, but she's never going to be able to get over it.
You promised, didn't he?
Oh, she knows. Oh.
Yeah.
Stay away from me.
I like how she knows like that Peter would never
Yeah.
do that on his own. You know what I mean?
That's
like it's
good.
so extreme.
Because I was concerned because he really did seem like a dick from her perspective.
Yeah,
But the fact
yeah.
that she knows, though, makes it more okay.
So come on home, Peter. You're my hero. And I love you.
Aww.
What an unbelievable message for his uncle to have left, like after they get into a fight. Like,
And it's good to know that, like, out of the fight, there's love that's there deep
Yeah.
down, which is why they fight.
Yeah, but those are the best kind.
Okay, class, open your books. Let's begin on page 1.
That genuine smile, though. Wow, that shot. That's badass. I like it.
what an ending shot for the film.
Yeah, no, that was definitely one of the prettiest shots that they did, I think. And it's one that definitely stays in your mind. So this was awesome.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I was trying to think about it. I feel like I spent a good part of the movie trying to think if I liked sort of this one better than I liked the original Spider-Mans. And I'm not sure what the consensus is, but I do think I might have enjoyed this one more so far.
Okay.
And maybe I should
Okay.
see Spider-Man 2 to see if I'm still gonna like it more. But I do think that, like, Andrew Garfield really brought something completely new to Spider-Man. Especially I feel like after they killed the uncle, I was like, well, okay, I've seen this film before, so I feel like I was expecting them to go down similar routes, but I feel like so much of it was different, and I feel like his interpretation of Peter Parker especially, like I was saying, the mannerisms, the physical gestures of it, I think he brought like a clumsiness and a lighthearted banter to it, of him talking to the guys while he's fighting them. Like I really like what he brought to the character. What about you?
Yeah.
I can finally know who is your favorite Spider-Man.
Well, should I say now or should I wait till after the second one? Because I haven't seen that one yet, so
exactly.
Right
so your
now,
opinion is of the same things that you've seen that I have. Because right now we've seen the same amount of movies.
That's true. Yeah, now we're caught
So go
up
for
at the
it.
same
Yeah.
Spider-Man level. I feel like I lean slightly towards Tobey Maguire personally.
Oh wow,
As
that's interesting.
at least as a film overall, I feel like there's something about that one that I mean, the tone is very, very different. And I feel like the directing style and the acting style, like you notice, they were going for a very different take on the character, which I do like to see. I feel like Willem Dafoe was so good as like a mirror antagonist for Peter in the first film. Although maybe might not be answering your question. Like which?
No.
Are you asking like which movie or which Spider-Man I like?
Both. Keep talking. I'm loving it.
But I feel like he was so good, and that's not to say that our lizard man here wasn't a compelling villain.
I do agree with you with the villain side of it, though.
I really like how this Peter felt. Like I really like how you noticed like that he quipped a lot while he fought. Really like that touch. I really like how he seemed like a genius student, because I'm pretty sure that's the character of Spider-Man. Like I don't think he's a normal kid. I think he's super smart.
Yeah.
And I feel like we really saw him demonstrating his talent in that way in this movie.
Yeah.
And he seemed like really shy to me, as opposed to maybe a little bit goofy like Tobey Maguire was, which is kind of a different take on the less popular kid.
True.
I think.
I feel like Tobey Maguire seemed like a more unpopular kid. I feel like the Spider-Man didn't feel like he was hated. He was just, people didn't really look at him. Meanwhile, Tobey, I feel like the bullies were actively going out to like hunt him.
Yeah.
Because in the first scene we see this Spider-Man going to defend somebody else. He's not the one who's being sort of beaten up.
He really felt like down, like an outcast. Like, the bus driver wouldn't stop the bus when he's trying to catch up. Like, Andrew Garfield felt like more of a wallflower. Like, not the most talkative guy. Like, he's not going to all the big parties necessarily, but it's not like he's being singled out as like picked on in the same way necessarily.
It feels like Tobey Maguire never had the chance to be popular. He could never make it. But I feel like if this Peter Parker tried, like in the ending right now, I feel like it gave me a glimpse into, he could have been popular. He just probably didn't want to like go through the effort and like didn't really like those kids. Yeah. But I feel like if he put the slightest bit of effort into it, I think he could have been.
I don't know. I feel like the movie, like Sam Raimi's directing style was, I don't know exactly the way to describe it, because it's not tongue-in-cheek, I feel like, but I think it's definitely less like gritty and grounded in a way. I don't know if comic booky is the right phrase for it, but there's something about it that feels like very much like, we're watching a movie, having this experience, not watching real life, which I feel like can be an interesting experience to watch a movie sometimes. I feel like this one felt more real, like a lot of, even the way it was shot, like the way it was lit, like there seemed like to be a gravity of the scenes, which I think they were going for. Like it's just a different stylistic choice. Yeah. But something about the tone of the Raimi films, like a character like J. Jonah Jameson with J.K. Simmons, he's larger than life. I feel like a lot of the characters are larger than life.
Yes.
And they hit that tone really well.
That is something that I was sort of missing a little in this movie. I feel like Peter Parker in this movie, I adored. I thought he was, like we were talking about, I think I preferred his interpretation of Peter Parker. So I thought Peter Parker was slightly more interesting in this movie. But I do think it lacked a little in other characters. Not necessarily lack, because I feel like if I hadn't seen the first Spider-Mans, I would not have anything to compare it to. But I do think of Harry. I do think of Mr. Big Boss, whose name I already forgot, but like, at the newspaper, like, there were such amazing characters that I do feel like I missed being able to see more of them in these movies. That's for sure.
Now, when I first watched this movie, I liked this one better. So that's interesting too. I feel like my opinion has changed. But when I saw this in theaters, I was like, this Spider-Man is hands down better, so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not set on my opinion. I'm saying this like just my gut reaction right now. Yeah. I'm sure I can probably change my mind, at some point. And also we should talk about MJ sort of being substituted by Gwen. Why didn't they just make her MJ?
That's a question like I feel I'm not going to give an adequate answer, because I honestly don't know like which. I know both characters in the comics, like MJ and Gwen Stacy, as romantic interests for Peter Parker. I'm not sure. Oh,
really? Gwen is also. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
I don't know traditionally like who he meets first, or if he normally knows them at the same time. Like this is going to be where my lack of comic book knowledge, I don't know.
Well, hopefully somebody in the comments can enlighten us, because I was curious, because I feel like I was expecting. I knew Emma was in this movie as the love interest. And I thought she was going to be MJ. so interesting. I just assumed that there would be an MJ every movie, which is interesting, and I feel like also refreshing. I feel like maybe it would be too easy to compare to like, because I feel like, you know, what we're doing comparing both movies can be really interesting, but can also not be super great because they are both its individual movies. And I feel like the moment that we're comparing them, it almost feels like we have to pick a favorite and put the other one down. And I don't feel like that's what we're here for. We're just trying to analyze and stuff. But I do think that like having two completely different love interests does help in like not comparing, you know, the performance of the actors and their chemistry and stuff, because it feels like it's two distinct things. It's two different couples. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like the dynamic with the relationship and the romance was very, very different. And I like how it was very different. You know, like in this one, I feel like it was two people who had great chemistry. And like you said, they're both kind of awkward. They both seem like a good fit for each other.
Yeah.
But almost right away, I feel like there's kind of an instant connection.
Yes, I do think their chemistry, I think hits harder.
Yeah. I just think the dynamic in the Tobey Maguire version, it's like he's in love with Mary Jane, and then gradually towards the end of the movie, we kind of see maybe they could have something. You know, she kisses him at the end, but it's a very different arc or trajectory throughout the movie of like his romantic interest, right?
And it has so many ups and downs. Like you think they're going to be together, and then they're like, just kidding. And then it's like, oh, but she's dating Harry. But like, you know, I feel like they went through so many different phases. Like they really made it a slow burn. And I feel like in this one, they were like, she is the romantic interest. We are leaning into it. Like there's sort of nothing to stop them. Except in the ending. Like, I thought that ending was interesting. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I thought it was adorable. You know, the fact that he's like, well, it doesn't mean I'm going to keep the promise or whatever. But I don't know how I feel about him breaking that promise. What do you think about that?
That was the question I really wanted to ask you at the end of the movie, was that exact thing.
Well, I asked you. I don't want to answer it.
I mean, I remember in the theaters, like, seeing that, I was like, oh, this is a nice way to end the movie. Because it was such a downer, like, seeing him not even be able to go to the funeral,
That's brutal.
It's so brutal.
I feel like he could have gone at least as a friend. I feel like if he knew how much his daughter was suffering by not having him be at the funeral, I'm pretty sure the father would be like, no, it's fine for you to go to my goddamn fucking funeral. You know what I mean? Like
his ghost appears and is like, I didn't mean that, dude. Come on.
Yeah, like, come on, can we not, like, you know, he just needs to look in the mirror and then the voice is gonna appear and he's gonna be like, bruh, you're misreading this. I just feel like she needed the support emotionally. But I like that, like you said, I think it shows a lot of their relationship. The fact that she knew this couldn't be coming from him is very genuine, you know? And I feel like that's what makes him change his mind, is that, like, if she knows the truth, it's like, and she still wants to be with him, that's her choice. So I feel like it takes some weight out of his chest and feeling like he has to make the choice for them. It feels like she made the choice.
Yeah, I mean, I was very relieved that she knew, because for a second there, like when she's walking away, I'm like, this is just, it's one of those like things where you're like, you want to scream at the screen, like, come on, at least tell her. He did make a promise, like, to a man who's dying. And it's one thing if he asked him to, like, hey, I don't want, stay away from my daughter, this is dangerous. Or if Peter himself was conflicted, kind of like how we saw in the original Spider-Man, like he made that decision willingly. But the fact, like, to promise someone in their last moments, to me, that is a big deal. And
me too.
I do like how they resolve it at the end, though, because it's kind of a good way to give a feel-good moment for the audience. Like, oh, yes, because we want to see them. But also the way he does it is so flippant. It feels like such a teenager thing. Like it feels like so impulsive. Like he can't help himself. She's sitting right there in class. He's like, I love you. I have these strong hormonal feelings. We have such chemistry, such a feeling. So I guess I feel more forgiving and understanding towards him, because it feels like such a young kid moment, right?
That's true.
He's not pondering this decision being like, oh, I'm going to break my promise.
I think I totally agree. I think you bring a great point of contextualizing the age. But I feel like a part of it still hurts, though, just because I feel like, he needed to hear that promise so that he could die. So it's like the thing that helps him sort of go and be rest assured that he can go, and then going back on it is so frustrating. But like, I want them to be together, I don't want him to follow through with the promise, and I think that's what makes it frustrating. It's like, I want, but I don't want him. Like, I don't know what I want him to do. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like him. Like, it's like, what do you do now?
I know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. It was interesting. Like I mentioned during the reaction, like I love some of the directing style, like really like showing, like we've seen Spider-Man with the sunsets, and there's some great moments in the Raimi trilogy, but I feel like there's definitely a different vision for some, like that shot at the end, like that's amazing Spider-Man. Like seeing that on the screen is just, how can you not love that? Or like him going through the cranes, being helped by the people of the city, kind of a similar theme of the common people, like helping their hero.
And I love the shots where we see the costume for the first time. It was so creative.
Yes.
You know, like the scenes of Spider-Man flying through like New York and stuff. They felt great in both of them. So I feel like both of them had amazing shots and creative, like, you know what I mean? I don't think I could pick which cinematography I thought was more interesting. I think they both did a very interesting job. Do you have a favorite though?
For the Spider-Man swinging sequences, I really can't decide. I think both directors capture like the thrill and the excitement of that in their own unique way. I love when Raimi has like horror sequences in the movie. I think he
of course you do.
Shifts into that genre very well, and like seeing that in a superhero movie to me is not something we see too often. So I'm a little bit partial towards that style. Like one of probably my favorite directed scene in all the Spider-Man movies is when Dr. Octopus wakes up during the surgery. That is such a sequence.
It was really interesting. It was 100%
like that's a Raimi
horror.
Scene, you know, like that's very different. You don't see things like that in a horror movie. And I feel like a director could get that scene on the script, like, oh, he wakes up and kills everybody, and it would look completely different. And with another director, like putting those images together, having that come together. So
now that you're saying it, I'm,
you know.
Yeah. I don't want to say that I'm starting to change my mind, but I am remembering really cool shots from that movie. But I don't know. The vibe.
They're very different. And I actually really like that. Like, I'm glad they're not too similar, because then I just feel like, you know, we've seen this. Whereas clearly, you know, this director was like, no, I have my Spider-Man take. Like, everyone I feel like in this film, like you said, like they all had their own interpretation, and that's interesting. Like, I want to see different takes on the character.
Yeah, I do think it worked very well in the sense that like it's a character that you know, so you're already a little bit attached to the story, but at the same time you don't know what to expect. Because it's a completely different version and vision of it in a way that, even though you might know like a few plot points, but I feel like the only plot point that I really sort of knew and expected was that the uncle was going to die, but because I feel like other than that, and that he was going to get bit by a spider, but other than that, like all of it is up to creativity and filling in those blanks. And it's so fascinating to see how two completely different movies can come from like the same origin story. I
don't know, it's just such a fascinating thing. I feel like it's such a peek into different creative visions. It's just cool, you know. We
focused on different characters, but one that was like very present was Aunt May. And she was very different in this movie. I feel like she was not as involved. She did have her great moments, but I feel like they had a completely different relationship than the other one.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like I enjoyed the other relationship more, you know, but maybe it was just because it was very nurturing. Maybe this one feels a little bit more real in the sense of people have problems, and so you can love each other so much, kind of like him and his uncle. They fight, but you know that there's still so much love there, and that is why they fight. But, you know, I feel like I really enjoyed the other movies. Just profound, like how chill they were, how much love they had.
Yes.
Like, there were no problems in that house. It was just peace and love.
Yeah. No, I think that sums it up perfectly. Like, I do think this was a more realistic household, and I get that. There's a lot more conflict and like struggle. But the Aunt May from the first trilogy, like, she was like a saint, okay? She was unbelievable the way she helped Peter throughout.
It was. And I still feel like she knew that it was him. The things that she says.
See, I've never thought that, but it's so interesting that you do. Like, now I'm like rethinking it, because there are so many moments that you pointed out in the trilogy that I didn't, like, I knew thematically were true, but it is like she's looking directly at him. Like,
it feels like
these words are for you.
It's because it reminds me, and I don't know if this is a good comparison, but I feel like there are so many parents who know that their kids are gay, but they're never going to bring it up. They're going to wait for the kid to tell them. Because I feel like it's a question of sort of respect and letting the person come to you. And like you as a parent, you notice things. So I feel like she can put two and two together, but she's going to wait for him to tell her. Because it's not her secret to sort of unfold. I feel like it would take away from it. So I feel like she probably knew for a while and she was just waiting for him to actually feel like it was the right moment to tell her, you know. That's the way that I saw it.
That's a really cool parallel. I had never thought of it from that perspective before, but I do think like Aunt May, like she would know the right thing to do. Like from the original trilogy, like she would know if she needed to give him space and not say anything for sure, and just give him that time.
I feel like it's just so much respect, and I feel like it adds up to their relationship, which I think was purely based on like love and respect. And I feel like that's what you do if you love and respect somebody, is that you respect their boundaries. And you respect the fact that if they haven't told you, then you wait. And
you trust that they will when they're ready.
Exactly.
You know, but you don't push it. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not sure, like at the final scene, I'm not sure how to interpret it that we saw with him and Aunt May, because she kind of gave him a very meaningful look. And at first I was like, wait, does she know? I couldn't remember exactly, but I honestly don't know. Like, I'll be curious to see in the next movie if she knows or if she's going to find out at some point.
I feel like it would be interesting to see her find out.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like she'd be really stressed. I feel like the other Aunt May could handle it. This Aunt May, like, she might be really, really worried. Like, oh, Peter, you're going to get killed, you know?
Yeah.
It might be tough to watch.
That's true. I am very excited for the next one, especially because you haven't seen it. So I feel like this should be fun.
Yeah.
And now you can help me with my predictions. It can become our predictions.
Exactly. I do know one big thing about the movie, though, unfortunately. So I'm not going to say, of course, but I have had something major spoiled about it. So I think Aunt May is going to find out.
It would be so cool. And
I think we're going to see it.
It would be awesome. And I also want to see a payoff with the parents' storyline. Because I feel like they were talking so much about the parents in the beginning that I was genuinely curious to hear more about that story. Like, I'm not sure the parents are dead. And it would be so interesting if they were a part of the second movie. Like, he finds out that they didn't actually die. They've just been hiding to keep it safe. But now something like has sort of resurfaced where they actually sort of need to step up and help. Like, I feel like that could be an interesting place to take the story.
I hadn't thought of that. That would be a crazy reveal. Like if his mom and dad are still alive.
Yeah. That's the first thing I thought. The moment that like we didn't see them actually die, I was like,
Hey, that's a good movie rule to go by, though. Like if you don't see someone die on screen, usually they're alive, right? Because they didn't show.
They didn't, right? And I feel like even when I do see people dying, I still want to believe that they didn't. So if you don't show me them dying, then bro, I am never going to believe this.
Then you're like, they're alive.
Yeah.
You're convinced they're alive.
Yes.
If they're alive, I hope they have a really good reason for leaving. And it's not that they're bad themselves, because that would be tough.
Not that they're what?
That they're bad. Like they abandoned Peter for something. You know what I mean?
Oh, don't even bring
that would be
that
so
up.
hard.
I feel like the way that I saw it, though, I feel like they were just trying to keep him safe and pretend like they're dead. Like, nobody would want to use Peter to get to them if they were just dead, right?
Yeah, they did seem very concerned about him at the opening scene. Like, they seemed like they loved him, right?
I really think they do. But it feels so unlikely. The more that I talk about it, the more I'm like, yeah, no, the parents are probably just dead. So...
I think they're going to be dead. But that would be a crazy twist. I really wonder if they're going to like wrap up the story neatly, because I'm not sure. Like, I think they were planning on sticking with him more, and then like the studio changed their mind, or there's behind the scenes stuff going on. So that'll be interesting to see like what they were setting up and what would have happened if they like did, I don't know, like if they set up another, because I feel like in the Tom Holland ones that we've seen so far, like they really set up sequels slowly. Like they establish new villains and are like, oh, Spider-Man. And of course they're tying it with the Marvel movies. So it's a little bit different than just these Spider-Man movies, which are kind of isolated. But I don't know. These movies feel very different than Marvel. And I like seeing something that's new and novel. And I'm like, okay, this is a different way to tell superhero stories.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I do feel like it's probably going to have somewhat of an open ending. Similar to, I think it's going to end very Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
I guess we're going to have to wait and see. I just want to say that I thought the first half of the movie was really interesting. Like, before we even got into the villain things, I think it was so interesting to see all of the backstory that they were creating. It took him so long to put on that damn suit. But I loved it. I thought that was one of the most interesting parts of the movie, was the lead up to that. And I do think that in the second movie, he's got to find the guy with the star tattoo. He's got to find the killer. And
that's true.
It's going to be interesting to see how he's going to deal with that.
That's a really good point. I completely forgot about that guy.
I forgot about that too.
Because he never found the guy. Because it would be interesting to see if he has a moment of either forgiveness, or if, kind of like Spider-Man 3, if he's like tempted for revenge, and that kind of takes him to a darker place.
Exactly. I think that's gotta come up in the next movie.
That could be really interesting. I would actually really love to see. Wouldn't it be crazy if he's just like going about his day and he just runs into the guy? Like, he's forgotten, kind of like us, and then like he's out, I don't know, getting a pizza, and then he just like sees the tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. And I really feel like the tattoo should be on the right hand, so that he would be like, damn it, like I had already found this guy and I let him go. Like, that would genuinely make me so frustrated.
That would be brutal. You know? That's actually what I want to see in the movie. Now that you brought that up, that's what I hope they do. All right, so that is our reaction to the amazing Spider-Man. Thank you to everyone for watching along. Like I mentioned at the beginning, if you want to see our full unedited reaction to this and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, those are all going to be up on Patreon. And if you would like to stick around to watch our upcoming reactions to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, that'll be coming out very soon as well as, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home. We're super excited to both watch that right when it comes out. Thank you to everyone for watching. And as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.